most California cities, the city manager and the city council, mayor and the city council, have distinctive and defined roles, whether it's in a city charter or under state law generally. And city manager's prime job is really effectively be the CEO, chief executive officer for the city, sort of manage the city and run it on a day-to-day basis. But the dynamic in the job, the daily job for a city manager in relation to elected officials really is, my job is to support the effectiveness of the city council. And that's done in a variety of ways, both within the organization at council meetings, but out and about in the community. Cities are where people live, and everybody in California lives in some form of a local community. Not to say that California isn't a place, but it's a place and it's an idea, but everyone lives in a local community. So really the health and the welfare and the strength of California is really rooted in the strength of its cities. But we're intertwined and interconnected in some pretty distinctive ways in California. And cities are clearly impacted by the state. And there's a lot of times the state may be thinking that that this isn't a reciprocal relationship, and yet the health of the states really depend upon the health of the cities. So that requires cities to both lead in many ways in the state, even when you're in areas where we may be precluded by law and our revenue raising capacity or other things that we might do. But and especially where we are in these times, the condition of the federal government and the state government, I actually think this next decade is really the decade of local government in American society. The cities have to play a strong leadership role for the welfare, not just of their communities, but the state itself. What I like most about being a city manager is being on the spot in public life, to be accountable and responsible for, in many ways, not just the welfare of a city, but the future of a particular city. The ethical responsibilities of a city manager really lie at the heart of the work. There's a tendency to think of city management as just dealing with technical issues, but in many ways, what is really the currency of effectiveness in city management work is public trust. And public trust flows from a confidence in the public that the servants serving the public are ethical. And ethics is broader than just doing the right thing, in my view, principle. It also involves compassion and understanding. Because at the heart of it, ethics are the agreements that we have about how we're going to live together as human beings in an effective way. And a city manager has to do his or her absolute best to model ethical behavior based on principle, and also a sense of empathy and compassion for people, so that you can be open to the problems that exist within a society or a community.
At Keene, we value excellence in city management. Keene proudly supports the California City Management Foundation.